You're listening to the Telltale channel. Don't forget to check me out on all social media: Patreon, Twitter, Teespring, and Etsy. All links can be found in the description or on my website, telltaleatheist.com. On Wednesday, James Robinson, a spiritual advisor to Donald Trump, said the pandemic is the result of Satan going ballistic to prevent Trump's re-election. He said we're seeing miraculous answers to prayer. Satan, the father of lies, division, dissension, death, and destruction, was losing ground that he'd gained. We were beginning to see the value of every life, the importance of loving every person, beginning with God and our neighbors. We were beginning to see the economy become strong again. We were seeing the justice system reformed mightily. We were seeing great change. We were seeing security in our nation becoming stronger, and the military to protect freedom and all that is precious becoming strong. I'm saying I really do believe this. Satan himself, losing ground, went ballistic. We were beginning to push back miraculously, and of all things, the last person on the planet we thought would stand up for what's right, Donald Trump, began to stand up for what was best, and I personally believe the pandemic, the whole bit, not just that we were too often vulnerable, but I believe Satan went ballistic and had to stop progress that was being made because we were glimpsing a spiritual awakening and answered prayer. So this spiritual advisor to Donald Trump is doing the media circuit, telling people they believe Trump was doing a fantastic job up to that point. And that made Satan angry, so he threw something at him to mess it all up. The party has slowly been turning into a cult for decades, ever since Billy Graham and Jerry Falwell and others tried to seamlessly integrate religion into politics, and succeeded. All it needed was a cult leader who knows how to manipulate people, and now they have it. The other leaders of the party are ready to lie, cheat, and whatever else it takes to control people. I used to avoid politics on my channel like the plague, but when you see the exact same thing happening in politics as I address in religion, it becomes harder and harder to justify that position. Some of you may not know who Keith Raniere is. I haven't said much about the NXIVM cult, although I have talked about it on the podcast. It was founded in 1998, and like Scientology, they tried to attract famous people. Keith Raniere is the leader. Allison Mack was in it from the TV show Smallville. It also had Kristen Kruk from Smallville and the CW show Beauty and the Beast. They also had Sarah Edmondson from Stargate SG-1, Nikki Klein from Battlestar Galactica, and Grace from Battlestar Galactica and the new Hawaii Five-0 reboot. Not long ago, the leader of the NXIVM cult was arrested and charged in June 2019 for racketeering, sex trafficking, forced labor conspiracy, and some other felony charges. And since then, his sentencing has officially been scheduled for October. The cult had about 20,000 members at its peak. For context, Heaven's Gate had under 100. Only 39 actually committed suicide, I believe. Scientology has about 40,000, Jehovah's Witnesses are at around 8.5 million, and Mormons have about 15 million now. I'll be interested to see what comes of the sentencing, and I'll definitely be covering it when it happens. Mark and Joseph Grenon, the Archbishop and the son of the Archbishop in the Genesis 2 cult, were both arrested recently. I've talked about Genesis 2 a couple of times on my channel. This is the group that sells bleach as a miracle cure for everything. Although I use the term church loosely, Mark Grenon is on record as saying that the only reason he set it up as a church was to bypass regulations and taxes. According to The Guardian, video footage posted to the Twitter feed of Colombia's top prosecutor showed Mark and Joseph Grenon being led away by armed police. These people famously made claims that their bleach solution will cure coronavirus and sent some of it to the White House with a letter. Not long after that, Trump came out and said he wanted to try to use bleach to help cure the virus. It's speculative, but these guys might actually be the reason why Trump brought up disinfectant injection in the first place. The FDA banned them from selling it as a cure for anything. I guess they're paying for their decision now. Young Life Ministries is an organization that runs extremist religious camps and retreats. It's pretty popular, but there's a trending hashtag right now. Hashtag #DoBetterYoungLife. They're being criticized right now for their extreme homophobia. People want them to at least be more transparent about what they teach and believe, if not change it completely. But asking a Christian extremist organization to be less hateful and bigoted is like asking a zebra to change its stripes. I'm not holding my breath. This week on the podcast, I'm sure we all know Kenneth Copeland, famous lizard person and Christian nutbag, Trump supporter and televangelist. Well, guess what this televangelist did this time? Now he's excusing Donald Trump's immoral behavior. At least immoral according to Kenneth Copeland. I don't give a shit how much you swear, but Christian extremists are supposed to care about that kind of thing. Not Kenneth Copeland. Not when it comes to Trump. He's found a way of justifying immorality if it's coming from somebody he supports. Big surprise. We're going to take a look at what he had to say. Robert Jeffress, the pastor who's being sued by FFRF right now for endorsing political candidates, has a lot to say about the Democrat Party. As expected, he's strawmanning and gaslighting as usual. He went on a Fox News show recently to talk about how Democrat protesters were burning Bibles in Portland, and continued on to point out that 70% of atheists are Democrat versus 15% Republican. We're going to take a look at exactly what he said and how accurate that is.